Hello students, today we are starting your new topic and your first unit, that is your independent hotels and international business. And today we will discuss about the different features of these both hotels and different features and different criterias and about them and about the history of these hotels or these topics. So let's start with the your first topic, that is your international business and independent hotels. I am sharing a screen with you. So students, here you see that your first topic is starting here, the independent hotels and international business. Then, so let's just start with the international business. The international business refers to the trade of goods, services, technologies, capital and or knowledge across national borders and at a global or transnational scale. It involves cross-border transactions of goods and services between two or more countries. Transaction of economic resources include capital, skills, and people for the purpose of the international production of physical goods and services such as finance, banking, insurance, and construction. International business is also known as globalization. To conduct business overseas, multinational companies need to bridge separate national markets into one global marketplace. There are two Markov scale factors that underline the trend of greater globalization. The first consists of eliminating barriers to make cross-border trade easier, that is your free flow of the goods and services and capital refers to as the free trade. And the second one is the technological change, particularly development in communication, information processing, and transportation technologies. So, after this introduction process, next subheading is your overview. So, we start with the in the international business. In the overview, you see here that the international business also defined as the study of the internationalization process of multinational enterprises. Multinational enterprises, also called as MNE, is a company that has a worldwide approach to make production and operations in several countries. Well-known MNEs include fast food companies such as McDonald's, Yum Yum, Starbucks, Coffee Company, Microsoft, etc. Other international MNEs leaders include vehicle manufacturers such as Ford Motors Company and General Motors Company. Some consumer electronics processors such as Samsung, LG, and Sony, and energy companies such as ExxonMobil and British Petroleum are also multinational enterprises. Multinational enterprises range from any kind of business activity or market, from consumer goods to machinery manufacture. A company can become an international business. Therefore, to conduct business overseas, companies should be aware of all the factors that might affect any business activities, including but not limited to the different in legal system, political system, economic policies, language, accounting standard, labor standard, living standard, environmental standard, local cultures, corporate cultures, and foreign exchange. Each of these factors may require change in how companies operate from one to another. Each factor makes a difference and a connection. So, after that, overviews, the next topic comes to you is physical and social factor of competitive business and social development. So, in this, we see that the conduct of international operations depend upon a company's objective and the means with which they carry them out. The operation affect and are affected by the physical and social factor and the competitive environment. So, student, when we talking about the operations effect, the operation of, then next is your what is operations, which are given here, that the operations, all firms that want to go international have one goal in common: the desire to increase their respective economic values. When engaging in international trade transactions, to accomplish this goal, each firm must develop its individual strategy and approach to maximize value, lower cost, and increase profit. A firm value creation is the difference between V and C production per each product sold. Then, what is the value creation? The value creation can be categorized as primary active and as support active. In the support active, we include information system, logistic, and human resource. And in the primary activities and development, production, marketing, and sales, and consumer services. All of manage effectively and be consistent with the firm strategy. However, success of firms that extended internationally depend on the goods or services sold and on the firm's core competencies, that is skills with the firm that competitors cannot easily match or imitate. For a firm to be successful, the firm strategy must be consistent with the firm strategy must be consistent with the environment in which the firm operates. Therefore, the firm needs to change its organizational structure to reflect changes in the setting in which they are operational and the strategy they are pursuing. Once a firm decides to enter a foreign market, it must decide on a mode of entry. There are 6 different modes to enter a foreign market, and each mode has pros and cons that are associated with it. The firm must decide which mode is the most appropriately aligned with the company goals and objectives. The 6 different modes of entry are exporting, licensing, franchising, establishing joint ventures, and the different type of projects with a host country or firm, or setting up a new wholly owned subsidiary in the host country. Then after that, we comes to your next topic, that is your types of operations. In the type of operations, the subheading given here, that the exports and imports. That the first point is given here, that your merchandise exports, that is your good exports, not including services. Then second one is merchandise export, that is your physical good or product that is imported into the respective country, and country important products or goods that their country lacks in. Then next is your service export. As of 2018, the fastest growing export sector, the majority of companies create a product that require installation, repairs, and troubleshooting. Service export is simply a resident of one country providing a service to another country, a cloud software platform used by people or companies outside the home country. The next is your tourism and transportation service performance asset use. The last is export and import of products, goods or services are usually a country's most important international economic transactions. So after this, the type of the operations in the exports and imports, then we goes to our next subheading is, that is your means of the business. So students, in the means of the business is the entry mode and import wholly owned subsidiary, merge or acquisition, alliances and joint ventures, and licensing. Then the second mode is so importing and exporting, tourism and transportation, licensing and franchising, and turnkey operations, management contracts, direct investment, and portfolio investment. After that, the function marketing, global manufacturing, supply chain management, accounting, finance, and human resource. After that, the overlay alternatives, that is your choice of countries or control mechanisms. After that, student, the next topic is comes to you. So students, in the mean of business, yes, after that, the next topic is your fiscal and social factors. The geographical influence, there are many different geographical factors that affect international business. These factors are the climatic challenges happening throughout the world, the natural resources available on a specific territories, and distribution in a country, etc. Then, then in the geographical, in the fiscal and social factors, the throughout the world, the natural resources available on a specific territories, the population distribution in a country. Then second one is your social factors, the political policies and political disputes, particularly those that result in the military confrontation and can disrupt trade and investment. Then in legal policies, domestic and international laws play a big role in determining how a company can operate overseas. Behavioral factors in a foreign environment, the related disciplines such as anthropology, sociology are helpful to managers to get a better understanding of values, attitudes, and benefits. Then, after that, the fiscal and social factors, the next subheading in this, the risk factors. And when we're talking about the risk factors, there are the several type of risk factors you are seeing here, like the operational, political, technological, environmental, and etc. So, in the risk factor, and then in the international business, when we're talking about the international business, there are different type of risk factor. Let's just start with the first one is the faulty planning. To achieve success in penetrating a foreign market or other Indian markets and remaining profitable efforts must be directed toward the planning and execution of different phases. The use of conventional SWOT analysis and market research and cultural research will give a firm appropriate tools to reduce risk to failure. The risk that arise from poor planning include large expenses in marketing, administration, product development, and disadvantages derived from local or federal laws of a country's lack of popularity because of saturated market, vandalism of physical property due to instability of country, and there are also cultural risks when entering a local market, and lack of research and understanding of local customs can lead to a brand disassociation. The strategic risk can be defined as uncertainties and untapped opportunities embedded in your strategies and intent and how well they are executed. As such, they are key matters for the board and on the whole business rather than just an isolated unit. And after that, second is your operational risk. A company has to conscious about the production cost to not waste time and money. If the expenditure and costs are controlled, it will create an efficient production and help the your internationalization. Operational risk is the prospect of loss resulting from inadequate or failed procedure, system or policies, and employee errors, system failures, fraud, or other criminal activities, or any event that disrupts business process. Then next is your political risk. All this risk, there are two more headings are remaining in that, and after that we will start your next topic, that is your independent hotels. Then in the political risk, when we talk about the political risk, that is your how a government governs a country governance can affect the operations of a firm. The government might be corrupt, hostile, or totalitarian and may have a negative image around the globe. A firm reputation can change if it operates in a country controlled by that type of government. Also, an unstable political situation can be risk for multinational firms. Election or any unexpected political event can change a country situation and put a firm in an awkward position. The political risks are the likelihood that political forces changes in a country business environment that hurt the people and profit and other goals of a business enterprise. Political risk tends to be greater in countries experiencing social unrest. When political risk is high, there is a high probability that a change will occur in countries' political environment that will endanger foreign firms there. Corrupt foreign governments may also take over the companies without warning. Then after that, next is technological risk. So in the technological risk, the technological improvement bring many benefits, but some disadvantages as well. Some of the risks include lack of security in electronic transactions, the cost of developing new technology, that the fact that is the new technology may fail, and when all of these are coupled with the outdated existing technology, the result may create a dangerous effect in doing business in the international areas. After that, the last risk is here is your environmental risk. The companies that establish a subsidiary or factory abroad need to be conscious about the externalization they will produce, as some may have negative effects such as noise or pollution. This may cause aggravation to the people living there, which is people want to live in a clean and quiet environment without pollution or unnecessary noise. So here we finish the risk factors of the international business, and after that, importance of international business education. So when we talk about the importance of international business, the first point is given here that most companies are either international companies or compete with other international business, companies. Then modes of operation may differ from those usually domestically. Then next is your the best way of conducting business may differ by country, and next is your and understanding help one make better career decisions. Then next is your and understanding help one decide what government policies to support. Then after that, managers in international business must understand social science disciplines and how they affect different functional business fields. To maintain and achieve successful business operations in foreign nations, person must understand how variation in culture and traditions across national affect business parties. So after that, the your next is your topic or subheading, that is your importance of studying international business. And that the points are international business standard focus on the following. The first point is raising awareness of interrelatedness of one country's political policies and economic practices on another, and then your next point is learning to improve international business relations through appropriate communication strategies. Then the next point is understanding the global business environment, that is the interconnection of the cultural, political, legal, economic, and ethical systems. Next is your exploring basic concepts underlying international finance, management, marketing, and trade relations. And the last point is identifying forms of business ownership and international business opportunities. So students, after that, we are finishing the topic of the international business, and let's start with the new topic. Next topic is your independent hotel. What is meaning and definition of independent hotels in the hospitality industry? So point is given here that the international business, sorry, the independent hotels is a hotel that is independently owned and run. It doesn't allow any other properties to use its name or brand. Basically, all of the hotels which are not related to a hotel chain, that are considered independent, they might sign up to so-called voluntary chains, meaning that they remain independent but adhere to the standard and requirement of a bigger brand. That way, they benefit from the marketing and it helps them to compete against the chains. Then an example of a chain of independent hotel is Best Western. The travelers expect to their chosen hotels to lean towards their wants and need. A big advantage of independent hotel is that they have the flexibility to provide special and personalized services compared to corporately owned and operated hotels, as the large chain brands have restrictive rules and protocols. An independent hotel can provide the guests with what they are looking for, that is, to enhance their stay and unique memorable experience that a large chain cannot provide. Then, after that, the independent hotels are likely to operate in single or limited number of market, probably maybe with the limited service or product. They have a large number of debtors owing to the fact that they are more likely to extend credit and thus may be seen more to cash flow programs. Number of independent hotels has a multi-phased range of accommodation, food and beverage, and leisure products with a variety of price bundles and relatively large number of the employees. These hotels deliver the different marketing offers, and so it would be very difficult to provide an unconditional guarantee. Independent hotels are likely to face a greater uncertainty regarding market. Some reversed hotel also argues that even if independent hotels are unlikely to invest in research, they are more likely to respond to a niche market. Then after that, we will discuss the benefits of a hotel being independent are. The first one is the flexibility. It can react to the changes and requirements of market quicker than a hotel belonging to a larger chain. The reactivity and power of decisions limits monetary losses and boost management tasks. The second point is variable pricing policy allows quick and flexible decisions made in yield and revenue management to adapt to the demand and the market behavior and to increase the revenue. The next one benefits is financial autonomy, meaning it doesn't have financial pressure from a chain group that require a certain performance. It is a yield by independency of decisions on his capacities and abilities. Uniqueness. Every independent hotel has a different offer and there are many types of independent hotels such as boutique, luxury, budget, hostel, design hotels. It can offer niche products and be targeted to a specific clientele to offer an unique experience to the clients and therefore the cognitive value, proximity to the client, and a unique customer relationship. On the other hand, a disadvantage is that is doesn't have the support of a major affiliation that is called the marketing support, negotiation, power against travel agent and OTAs, and then the financial constraints which are imposed on these hotels implies that the strategic options are circumscribed by the availability of the capital. The independent hotels mostly attempt to narrow down the purpose of their activity in a single more statement that represents the vision of the mission of the organization. The independent are also like to operate in a single or limited number of markets, and in this the traveler expect to their chosen hotels to lean towards their wants and needs. Big advantages of these hotels is that they have the flexibility to provide special and personalized services compared to the corporately owned and operated hotels, as the large chain brands have restrictive rules and protocols. An independent hotel can provide the guest with what they are looking for to enhance their stay with unique and memorable experience that a large chain cannot provide. So here we finish the topic, and thank you the students for show your concern in the topic. So students, we discussed the topics today are your independent hotels and your international business. So we are finishing here, and we will discuss the next topic in our next lectures. This is your first unit, and this was your first and second topic. And after that, the next topics we will discuss in the next lecture. So thank you, student, and I hope that you will very able to know, and these topics are very looking easy for your learning process and for your revisions. So thank you all of you, and we are ending here.